Today on Monkey Life, concern for the health of chimp Sally.
She's very lethargic and listless and weak. She's a lot weaker than normal.
Breakfast is a puzzle for the capuchins.
They're going to have to work really hard to work it out. It's not an obvious solution to it. They can't just walk up and grab some grapes.
And a cracking treat for the chimps. But Gamba pushes his luck with Cindy. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
He's a sweetheart, he is, isn't he? He's lovely. And you are as well.
The park provides a home for more than 250 monkeys and apes from 22 different species. Jeremy and wildlife vet John Lewis are on their way to the park's animal hospital. They're transporting one of the centre's most popular and renowned characters, female chimp Sally.
Thank you,
You go
Rob.
high, you go low, I'll go high without having you in your lap.
She's been lethargic and off her food for a few days, and now she has a bloated stomach.
What I'd like to do is get on tube.
Local vet Cesar Sastre is also on hand. No one is sure what's causing Sally's distress, so he's going to perform an ultrasound and a series of x-rays, as well as taking blood samples for laboratory analysis.
That's great.
While she's been feeling unwell, the primate care team have kept Sally indoors in a separate bedroom so she can be closely monitored. The rest of her group, boisterous Brian and Rodders, along with Lulu and Ash, have been spending most of the day outside. It's a worrying time for everyone, and Jeremy in particular. For the last few days, he's been spending extra time with Sally, giving her some one-on-one TLC and trying to encourage her to eat and drink.
This is Sally and she's not well, are you, Puppet? Eh?
Jeremy and Sally have had an incredibly close relationship since she arrived at the park back in 1993, when she was thought to be about 4 to 5 years old.
Well, I'm very concerned. They don't know what's the matter with her and she's obviously very poorly. She's been looking pale for a couple of weeks, and I managed to get a little blood sample from her and we found that she was anemic. She's very lethargic and listless and weak. She's a lot weaker than normal. And she wants to go to bed and sleep a lot of the time. I don't think Sally would worry too much about not being with everybody else. She doesn't want to miss anything fun that's happening generally. But at the moment when she's feeling groggy, that's not a problem. She likes her own company. She's not, she's not the most sociable animal in the world. And then she goes back with the group in the evening, so I don't want to totally isolate her. But I don't want her going outside because I'll lose control if she, if she goes outside and, I don't know, disappears up a great big telegraph pole and refuses to come down. I'm getting a bit old for these climbing down with a chimp over my shoulder. Go back a long way, don't we, Sal?
Their affection for each other is plain to see, and all Jeremy can hope for is that the vets manage to get to the bottom of Sally's condition. While Jeremy comforts Sally, another of the chimp groups is enjoying the sunshine and tucking into a protein breakfast. Paddy's old gang are having eggs, some hard-boiled and some raw. One thing's for sure, the chimps think it's a cracking treat.
Chimps will eat eggs in the wild, so we thought it'd be quite interesting to see how they reacted to getting eggs that weren't boiled first. as well as keeping them occupied and mentally stimulated, it's nice for us to see them enjoying something new as well.
It's been just over 18 months since they lost their long-standing leader, Paddy. The majority of chimps in this group are elderly, some in their mid to late 30s. In fact, 5 of the original 9 who first came to the park form the backbone of the troop. Since Paddy's death, no one has yet stepped forward to fill his shoes, although female Cindy seems to be nominally in charge.
It doesn't matter too much that there isn't an outright leader at the moment. They're in a safe place. They don't have the same competition for food as they would in the wild. They don't have other groups encroaching on their territory like they would in the wild. And the other thing is that because we're a rescue centre and we don't actively breed our individuals, again, one of the dominant males' roles is to be mating with the females that come into season. So because we don't have that, it's another reason why it's not a massive problem.
In theory, the natural successor is Paddy's son Bart, but he's still young with a lot to learn. He's also still coming to terms with a whole lifestyle change after recently being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Thankfully, he's made huge strides with his recovery. But becoming leader of this group may be a step too far for now.
With wild chimps, you wouldn't expect them to sort of take on that position until they're sort of 18 to 20 years old, or maybe even 25. Bart's only just turned 11, so he's got plenty of time to sort of grow into that role.
With some formidable females in the group, the most prominent being 2 of the park's original 9, Cindy and Beth, order has been maintained. Although one chimp who likes to push the boundaries is Gamba. At 27 years old, he's a fun-loving chimp who hasn't completely grown up. He may have his eye on the top spot, but winding up and goading Cindy, who used to carry him about when he was young, isn't the way to go about it.
It's really important that we do keep an eye on the group dynamics, because sometimes we need to alter how we do things to cater for that and to respect the hierarchies as they develop. So it is important that we respect the same hierarchy that they decide. Keeps us on our toes.
Helping maintain the social order and making sure the park's primates are stimulated and happy is a constant job for the care team. Today at the Capuchin Lodge, Erico's troop of 15 have a tasty but puzzling activity in store.
We've designed 3 puzzle feeders. It's a bit of a trial run at the moment to see whether the capuchins at the lodge can get the treats out of them. We've got one that's circular, one that's square, and they both get fixed onto something and the monkeys can spin them. And we've got one freestanding one that they can carry around and do what they want with. We're going to put some grapes and blueberries in the hole here, and then the monkeys are going to have to rotate the puzzle feeder left and right and make it go around the system to get out the other end.
To get to the feeders, they'll have to use the hose, the cargo nets, and their natural agility. It's a workout for their bodies and their brains.
They're going to have to work really hard to work it out. It's not an obvious solution to it. They can't just walk up and grab some grapes. So whatever they do and however they solve the puzzle, they've got to put some effort into it.
The team have also come up with some simple but tricky platform feeders, suspended from the hoses and covered with a delicious breakfast of watermelon and custard.
This is one of the best bits of the job for us, getting to see them play with new things, especially things that we've thought up. They have had toys a bit like this in the past, but these are our new improved versions, and we're really hoping that they'll get a lot of fun out of it.
The more dominant capuchins lead the way into the enclosure. They get first attempt at cracking the puzzle. The low rankers have to watch and wait their turn. Leader Erico goes straight for the puzzle feeder on the ground. He's strong, tenacious and determined. In the wild, capuchins pick up heavy rocks to smash nuts, and he has no trouble lifting the hefty box. For the moment, he goes for brawn rather than brain, and gets nowhere. At least he's trying. His sidekick Sean goes for the easier option, using his tail to help him balance as he devours the custard on the platform feeder. Female Zoe shows off her agility by abseiling down the hose to reach her reward. But Erico isn't giving up. The ground puzzle may have been a tough nut to crack, but he quickly gets the hang of the static feeder. The clever capuchin spins it round to get the grapes and blueberries to the bottom. This time it's a combination of luck and aptitude, but he gets the result he wanted and wolfs down the fruit. While the high rankers tuck in, the low rankers, like Ringo, bide their time waiting for an opportunity to grab their share. Ringo, like the majority of the park's capuchins, was rescued from a Chilean laboratory. He's in his 30s, but watching him climb, you'd never know.
His climbing skills are really, really good. The youngsters could really learn a lot from him if they stopped to actually watch what he was doing and not try and threaten him and chase him off. But he does get hold of things from time to time, so I did notice earlier he was around the back stealing some watermelon whilst the others were all busy with the feeders.
Having solved the puzzle of how to reach the grapes, Erico's now enjoying dessert: melon and custard.
Erico's done really well with the puzzle feeders today. One of them he just span and got loads of grapes out immediately. The other one he's had to work a lot harder at. The freestanding one that he has to really pick up and lift is really good exercise for him, but he hasn't quite worked it out yet. It's not a surprise that Erico's managed to solve it first, because Erico's the boss, so he gets first dibs on everything. He's also very, very clever, but hopefully there'll still be some grapes left in it and some of the little guys can come up later when he's got bored and gone off to eat custard somewhere else.
With the more dominant individuals satisfied, some of the capuchins at the bottom of the pecking order grab their opportunity. Binti shows great balance and determination as she licks up the remains of the custard from a hanging platform. And Ringo ventures down to the ground to grab a piece of melon the others have missed. One of the park's newest arrivals is squirrel monkey Nueve. She came from Chessington Zoo a few months ago, but has settled in quickly to life at Monkey World. Nueve has joined the group that includes elderly females Topsy and Turvy, along with another female, Azzy, and lively young male, Charlie. They live alongside Saki monkey, Chloe. Today the group are about to be given their morning feed, but with a difference. Primate carekeeper Hannah has gathered a number of tube feeders with various sized holes. Inside is a special treat of live mealworms hidden in wood wool.
So I made it more difficult for them with some enrichment. So we've hung it up on the branches, which means they have to use their agility to hang down and get it. Also, it's hidden quite well in some wood wool. It's a little bit more difficult for them to hunt for their food like they should do in the wild.
As always, it's young Charlie who leads the way. He's a bright and confident boy who loves a challenge. His new housemate Nueve isn't far behind, although she's a little unsure about all the colourful objects hanging in the enclosure. Straight away, Charlie shows her what to do, although he gives up far too easily with this one. But when he can actually see the wriggly treats in one of the clear tube feeders, he decides to persevere and is soon rewarded with a tasty mealworm. Initially, Nueve goes for easy pickings, finding some fruit Hannah placed on the platforms. And Turvy opts to do the same. Charlie's got the hang of the fiddly tube feeders and is making short work of capturing the wiggly worms. But confused Nueve takes the full-on approach. She hasn't quite got the knack. Being a youngster, she's constantly on the go and hasn't developed the patience needed just yet. However, it doesn't dampen her spirits.
Our newest arrival, Nueve, is getting on really well. She's very cheeky. Being the youngest, she does like to push the older one's buttons and sometimes does get told off for it, which is what she needs. But yeah, she's very mischievous and very playful.
Saki monkey Chloe finally makes an appearance. She ignores all the feeders around her and heads straight for the fruit and nuts. Almonds seem to be her food of choice this morning. She's not as keen on insects as her housemates. Just over a year ago, Chloe lost her fellow Saki partner, Jethro, who sadly passed away. Although she gets on fine with the squirrel monkeys, it's clear she needs another Saki companion. And the team at Monkey World have been actively searching for one ever since Jethro's death. For now, she'll have to make do with her 5 squirrel monkey housemates. But at least it's a frictionless group, where everyone seems happy to coexist together. At the park's hospital, wildlife vet John Lewis and local vet Cesar Sastre are examining one of Monkey World's iconic characters, female chimp Sally.
No, it's absolutely fine. You do your job and then mine.
She's been lethargic, off her food, and generally feeling unwell over the past couple of weeks. Even some one-on-one TLC from her best pal Jeremy hasn't persuaded her to eat and drink.
Sally has been not herself for about 2 weeks now. And so Jeremy's sort of been managing her inside. We had John back in to just get some quick bloods off of her a week ago and found that she was profoundly anemic. But then her blood results give all kinds of mixed conclusions. And she hasn't really been improving, and then as of yesterday, she got a massive swollen belly, which meant she's accumulating fluid. So, emergency rush job overnight. I organized for John and Cesar to come in to do an ultrasound, to do another blood sample so that we can see how she's changed from 1 week ago to now. And that might give them some better clues as to what her issue is. And it's really very concerning. Not sure how this one's going to play out.
The result of the blood test taken last week indicated a major problem with Sally's kidneys. An ultrasound may show the cause. With Sally intubated, John is happy for the checkup to proceed. Cesar wants to find the cause of her swollen abdomen first. He uses an ultrasound before taking a sample with a syringe.
It's ascites, but it's not hemorrhage though, is it?
The fluid in Sally's abdomen is yellow in colour and clear, which rules out a hemorrhage leaking blood into her body cavities.
No, the coughing.
I couldn't get a clear listen on the heart because of the murmur before.
Any chance to switch off lights?
Yep.
The lights are dimmed so Cesar can get a clearer picture of the ultrasound. With so much fluid in Sally's body, it's difficult to interpret the image. But straight away, Cesar spots something abnormal.
John, this is got pericardial effusion.
Yeah.
That's a heart. Pericardial.
It's not good news. There's an abnormal buildup of fluid in the pericardial cavity, which surrounds the heart. This can cause increased pressure and badly affect the way the heart functions. Cesar continues to assess the chimp's other organs.
The liver looks fine. There's no masses that I can see obvious anywhere, but definitely there's lots of fluid.
While you're here, Cesar, if it's all the same to you in this position, you do a chest X-ray
Yeah.
and see if it's got the whole suit, as it were.
1, 2, and 3. That's it, perfect.
While Sally is under the anaesthetic, John wants to X-ray her abdomen and chest. It confirms what the ultrasound has already told them.
Yeah, he's full of fluid at the minute, which is not good. Yeah, he's got a massive heart. He's globular.
It's a bit odd.
Finally, Cesar checks Sally's kidneys, but he has trouble finding them with the ultrasound. They're small, and the amount of abnormal fluid surrounding them makes it hard to get a clear picture.
those kidneys, for any reason, they are not working.
The vet team have exhausted all the checks they can do for now, but they're still not 100% sure what's causing Sally's condition.
We still don't have a diagnosis, which is incredibly frustrating, but that's veterinary medicine half the time. Some of the blood indicators of kidney failure are extremely high in her, but she doesn't look like an animal with kidney failure, and there's a look to them. It is a bit of a curious case. It's difficult to explain all the key features of it in one clear diagnosis. But, you know, it doesn't matter if we don't diagnose what's wrong with her, if she gets better, if we can treat her symptomatically and that works. Clearly it's better if you get a clear diagnosis, but at the moment we don't.
Alison knows just how important Sally is to everyone at the park, staff and visitors alike.
Sally's been a key player at the park, not just her herself, but for all of those youngsters she's helped bring on. So, you know, she's really important to us. For Jeremy, you know, I'm really concerned about him and how he's going to do. But we're not giving up yet. We still have, you know, the concern today was that they were going to scan her and just find a massive tumor where her kidneys should be or something like that. So we're left with perhaps even more questions than we started with right now, but at least we're giving her medical treatment now to get rid of some of the excess fluids and seeing if she stages a recovery or if we can get any more clues from the investigations we've done today. But yeah, it's a really concerning time, and needless to say, we'll do everything we can to try and pull Sally through this.
Sally is returned to the bedrooms, where John and Jeremy can monitor her until she starts to come round from the anaesthetic. Hopefully the samples being sent for analysis will give them a better idea of what's causing her condition, and allow the team to treat this very special and much-loved chimp. Next time on Monkey Life, Alison visits Desmond and Tutu, two potential companions for lonely Saki monkey Chloe.
Hey, Mr. D. Oh, little man, you look very sweet, too.
And the chimps go football crazy.